A guten Erev Yontif, a good Motzi Yontif, a good morning, Rabbi Isai. Live from Chicago. It's Erev Shabbos, Erev Yontif here, trying to get extra dapim in so that people don't fall behind. This is the most dangerous time of the year, Pesach. Pesach is a killer for Daf Yomi because especially when we have a 3-day Yontif and now it's 2-day Yontif and people are just getting into the new mesechta and they don't have the habit yet. It takes at least 60 to 90 days to get that habit ingrained in your bones. So that's why you have to be super careful. And I'm doing anything I can. I have to give, again, a tremendous chavrisa to Mark Ashkenazi, who was with me yesterday for 4 hours of recording. It's more than 4 hours because until we get started, until this, and there's technical difficulties sometimes, over 4 hours, and he does it without any, I don't even give him a lot of heads up. He said, okay, let's go in a half hour. Okay, well, I'm ready. With his family on a trip, he's in the car doing. So tremendous shkoyach. Shkoyach to Yoshi for all the pictures and drawings and everything on Chol Hamoed, on Erev Yontif. He went all the way till Hatzlacha today, and many other, and all the editors and all the people behind the scenes. So Yisroel Cherns to everybody. 3 of them, Kobe, Shimmy, and Ariel. I know they worked through Chol Hamoed, through different difficult times. One of them was doing it, I think 5, 6 in the morning when that siren went off. He had to stop the editing. So I know he was in the middle of editing because I know when the siren went off, when that missile came in from Yemen, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. So they were he's editing at 6 o'clock in the morning. Shkoyach to Ariel, shkoyach to all the guys. We have a lot of emails, a lot. I want to say there's over 40 emails that I didn't even get to today, just today. And I'm going to show you a bunch that I did get to. A reminder of Alzheimer. I don't know when you're going to be watching this. This is not the right day for us here in Chicago. But regardless, say the day that you're supposed to be saying. So just today, 3 Lubavitch emails. So I put them all in a row. And Mike Greenwald, Madam Simcha Yisrael, yes, it was my daughter Tamar whose car you saw when you arrived at the airport with the MDY sticker and who was going to pick up my mother. But I must tell you this story. On the first day of Chag, I was walking to shul in my neighborhood, Scheinfeld, and a random Chabad chassid was also walking and saw me and said, Good Yontif, aren't you the famous father of the Chayal who does the daf in Gaza while serving the IDF? His name is Ari Greenwald, right? You sit right in the front row. I said, yes, that's me. He said he recognized me from the MDY YouTube channel, but it gets better. He told me that his whole Chabad shul here in Bet Shemesh was so overwhelmed with emotion and awe that they also started doing the daf. He said, what's my excuse? This kid puts his life on the line serving Gaza and Jenin and still makes time to learn every day. I have no excuses, and therefore he committed with his buddies to stop with the excuses and start to learn every day. I was so proud and emotional after he told me this. Funny thing is that I never saw him before and haven't seen him since. A true kiss from Hashem. See you back at the ranch. Mike. What's the ranch? I don't know. It's a new one. During a recent Chol Hamoed trip, says Shmueli Unger, with Mr. Potato Head inspired me to express my gratitude. He saw Mr. Potato Head, second one that we got of Mr. Potato Head, the 60 people live on YouTube right now. A guten Erev Shabbos and guten Yontif to all the guys. I began learning with you in Gittin Daf Beis and after listening to the Meaningful People podcast. And while my participation has been intermittent, I recently rejoined after watching R Elis' video. So another online guy got him in. I was grateful to say that I've been listening daily since Sanhedrin Daf Beis. Awesome. So that's very strong because Sanhedrin is 112 daf plus another 10 daf over here, 120 days. Awesome. Thank you for enriching my daily commute and motivating me to learn Daf Yomi every day, even on Chol Hamoed. As a Lubavitcher, I want to share that Yeshir is not detracted from my other daily learning Chumash, Tehillim, Tanya, Rambam, and now Soita, but rather it has enhanced it. It has enhanced it. May you be blessed with Nachas strength. Close to the Torah, sincerely member of MDY Chabad worldwide from Florida. See attached picture of Mr. Potato Head. Here's Mr. Potato Head, Rabbi Isai. Next. This is a long one, so I'm just going to skip around here. Eliezer Langsman. Good morning. I have a tremendous course of learning the daf with you since Mesechta Tainas. Your dedication, clarity, passion kept me going, inspired me to share Horrors along the way. This Yondev, I felt even deeper sense of joy seeing how your work is now impacting others in my family every single day. I witnessed my relative, Rabbi Shalom D. Freundlich, director of Chabad Care of the Upper East Side, sitting down to learn Daf with his 12-year-old son Moshe. I saw the video. I'm just having issues getting videos from the email onto my computer because I switched something. So maybe Mark can help me out. His 12-year-old son Moshe, Efritz, Sanhedrin, Protis, the Rebbe's birthday, Yud Aleph Nissim, Makkos, short, sweet. Bekitzer, Chassid must learn and know Chassidus. That is true, but as the Mishnah says, it's Chassid. You can't be a Chassid without knowing Nigla as well. The Rebbe's father beautifully explained. Bekitzer, a long email, but I just thought it's cool that we have 3 mentions of Chabad, one after another. Listen to this. Shmi Chaim Ziskin. He was it's dangerous. I got to tell you, Barry, it's dangerous. My locksmith, he came to put on a lock, and I told him, listen, what do you do about Torah? He has the beard, looks like he learned in Kollel for a bunch of years. He was embarrassed, and I said, come tonight to the shir. He hasn't missed a single day. My carpenter hasn't missed, the photographer, everybody that walks into my house, nebuch. This guy was a chazan in our shul. I attacked him afterwards, and he says, listen, everybody says that the shir changes their life. It didn't change my life. It gave me life. Kol hamatzel nefesh. You hear this, Shlomo? Kol hamatzel nefesh. He says that the shir was hatzolas nefashos to him. Anyway, so then he said he sees it as his life mission to get people to join the shir. So he already got 5 people to join the shir since he started. Anyways, his father-in-law, it's all in Hebrew. I say, check this Meshugana out. Here, let me show you this nutcase. No, I'm just kidding. He's sitting right in front of me. That's why I said it. It's gewaldig. So Shlomo Lazarian is here with us in the hotel. This is what year is this? 3rd? This is the 4th year. Wow, time flies. 4th year as our guest, the only people that we invite, Shlomo Lazarian. As a Kar Satoy, because he takes tremendous care of my son Akiva Simcha in Los Angeles, Mamish, this Chesed, Agavi Chesed. We're not going to go into it now, but I guess this was in the back of the hotel, yeah. Right here. They brought these trucks in. I didn't even see it. It's been a rough few days. I didn't eat yesterday. Whatever. Ate some nash at 2 a.m. Oh, so check this out, Rabbi Sai. I need some volume. You got some volume?
MDY, if they know when you're chayiv and when you're putter. So we start over here, you're chayiv. You go up, you're putter. You go down, you're chayiv. You come up, you're putter, and you go down, and you're chayiv. Boom.
I told you about this other guy. Our mutual friend sent something with a rock, and I'm like, no, you got it wrong. That was perfect, because it gets confusing right over here. It gets confusing. Up and down. Up, down. Okay. Anyway, great. Check this out, Rabbi Isai. He says it's not about the donkey, it's about the Yomi. I like it. He's, that was not staged at all, but it's great. Who's that? Levi Golem. Chag Sameach from Duville, Normandy, France. Rob Kirchberg, something. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I live in the valley in Los Angeles. You've been there before at Emabanim. You know who this guy is, Rob Kirchberg? Rabbi said the sponsored by Hatzlacha B'Parnasa of the Yisroel Cherns in honor of my chavrisa Shmueli Unger, Szlafrok Family, in memory of their uncle Simmy Schaer, Simcha Yisrael, Naftali Tzvi A. May our learning bring us closer to one another and to Hashem. Multi-sponsors, Hatzlacha B'Parnasa, Baruch for Nissim, and Shoshana Leah. Yoni Klestzick, Refuah Shelamah, Yehudit's Brayna, Tzipora Rivka. I would ask Shimmy, I'm just thinking about it now, maybe split up the 2 Hatzlacha B'Parnasas and put Yoni Klestzick smack in the center, so that it could differentiate Hatzlacha B'Parnasa and Parnasa Birevach. So it's like 2 different people. Kollel sponsors the month. Thank you to Reb Eli's wife and kids for the great sacrifices they make, allowing him to spread Torah to the masses. Thank you. Weekly sponsor Anonymous, in honor of my first completed mesechta doing Daf Yomi. You ever made a siyum on a mesechta? We gotta do this. Barry, we're going to do this. First mesechta ever. We're going to do it together. We're going to make a big party. Daily sponsors Yaakov Soled, Lili Nishmas HaRav Moshe ben Yaakov Soled, Zechron Levrach on your side, Achron Shel Pesach. Shmuel Jasper, Lili Nishmas B'ni. So sad. Lili Nishmas B'ni, my son, Hayeled Yosef, a little kid Yosef, Zechron Levrach, and Shol Avram. What? And I don't know what that Rosh Hashanah says. Bracha Esther. Hey Nun Vav Mem. I'm an Amar. Sorry. Bracha Esther. Okay. Michael Katz. To mark. Michael Katz. To mark my first siyum on Sanhedrin, and in memory of my father Dov ben Pinchas Yortzeit is today. His neshama should have an aliyah. Your father is very proud of you, Michael Katz. NDY Kids Monthly. Innovations, Schutz for Fischl, Elchanan Akiva. You know Akiva is, that's my son, Akiva. Rivki, I know what that is. And Mrs. Stefansky, I also know what that is. Art of the Month. Refuah Shelamah for Yehonatan Eitan ben Basheva Bracha, in honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. You say it and say it and say it, and now we really learn to appreciate all the work that they do. Yossi Klein non-stop, working on the safari now, working on this, working on that. You wouldn't believe, people just come out of when I said, okay, we're closing the safari trip, is basically closed. In the last 2 days, 3 people wake up. Oh, I want to come. They're like, we barely have rooms. I don't know if we could do it anymore. Please, this, that. Okay, anyway. If you really want to come, you better, I don't know if it's shaykh. Okay. You were thinking about it, Taka? You speaking to him? Yeah. Okay. Here's just a question for thought. Is there ever a time when you should kill your own father? Maybe it's a mitzvah even to kill him. Is there ever such a time? Can you think of something? What, he does Avodah Zarah? Close, but not really, but close. You know, what could it be? To do with Avodah Zarah. Yeah, he not forces you, he's trying to convince you to do Avodah Zarah, then you have to kill him. Says the Gemara. Yesterday we had a very interesting machlokes. We're going to also have some very lighter kinds of Gemaras today. Excuse me. Everything we're dealing with right now are people who go to Golus. They go to Ira Miklat. They killed by mistake. That can mean they fell off a ladder, they killed somebody. It can mean they were in a car accident, they killed somebody. It can mean many different things. They killed somebody by mistake. They must go to Ira Miklat. Otherwise, a family member could come and kill them. We learned, and we're going to learn, in what situation can they be killed, not be killed. You stay in this Ira Miklat for 100 years until the Kohen Gadol dies. What happens if you find out that the Kohen Gadol is not a Kohen Gadol? You found out today, Bezdin realized they made a big mistake. This Kohen Gadol that was there for a while, he's not a Kohen Gadol. Why? Because his father married a divorcee, and he's the product of this divorcee, and he's a chal, he's not a real Kohen. Do we say that he is, Shlomo said yesterday, from this moment on, he's no longer a Kohen Gadol. What happened before, we don't care about. So that means that the Kohen Gadol, in a sense, died. He died today because he's no longer a Kohen Gadol. Or no, we go retroactive and we go all the way till when this guy was born. The Kohen Gadol was born as a chalal. He was never a Kohen Gadol. Therefore, this individual must stay in the Yer Mikla because he doesn't have the death of a Kohen Gadol in his life. The Kohen Gadol was never a Kohen Gadol. So Gemara says, this is similar to another machlokes. This is not. So I thought this is a very nice, here, let me show you over here. You know what, maybe if we could prop it up on something so everybody can see it, but I don't know what to do. You guys have to fight it out a little bit. Check this out. There's a, we don't even need volume over here, but a Satmar Chassid, it's all in Yiddish, Satmar Chassid from Williamsburg moved to Israel, and he decided he wants to make it his life, it's his life dream to make to what do you call it? To build like a Beis Hamikdash, a real life. So he built a mizbeach I got to go check this out in Israel, so I have to find out where it is. Here it is. It's training for. What are you guys doing? Here, you see it over here? See it over here. That's why I took it away from you. Training for the Beis Hamikdash. He has the real size Kalim, the real size Mizbeach. So that's what I want to show you. That's the ramp. Washing your feet from a kior. He lives in a cool place, some sort of moshav somewhere. Come on in. Are you supposed to be learning here now? Which one? Yeah, we might have stolen it. One of them. One of those two? Oh, so here's the Mizbeach. Rabbi said, you see the Mizbeach over here? That's it. That's a life-size Mizbeach, just not as wide, but it's as tall, and the ramp is as... you see that Mizbeach? That's what the Mizbeach kind of looks like. Okay. So, we're going to need a little bit more for later, but we could stop right now. No, not this one. Okay. Great. So, if the kohen is on top of the Mizbeach, the noida, and somebody screams out, by the way, your mother's a divorcee. What? Yeah, you're not a kohen. We're not going to go into the ben chalutza. We'll just talk about the grusha now. So Rebbe Lezer says everything that he ever brought on, even that day, whatever he's makriv on the mizbeach in the morning, no good. It's possible. Rabbi Yeshua says whatever he did up until that point is kosher, like Shlomo, and everything from that point on is no good. So it seems like our machlok is right over here. Manda Omar Meisa, Rabbi Yeshua, that it's from this point on is like Rabbi Yeshua, Manda Omar Batla, and we go retroactive backwards. Rabbi Eliezer says the Gemara, Ali the Rabbi Eliezer, Kuli Amalei Pligi. We're holding the Yud Beis Amud Aleph on top. Rabbi side, this is unbelievable. We're halfway through the mesechta. It's crazy. Ali the Rabbi Eliezer, no. Rebbe Lezer is the one that says everything goes retroactive. Apostle, kulam pligi. There's no machlokes. Our sugi is not going to argue. Ki pligi, I leave the Yeshua. According to Yeshua, that goes from this point down. Mandomar, Mesa, Yeshua. The Mandomar says that it goes from here on out. Everything from here on out is no good. Yeshua, Mandomar, Batla. Ad kan like Omer Yeshua Hasam by Karbanas. We say the chsiv. Borech Hashem Cheloi Ufoyal Yodav Tirtza, famous pasuk, that Cheloi, the simple meaning of the word Cheloi means your belongings. Hashem should bless everything that you own. But the Gemara is taking it to the next step, Cheloi, from a lashon of Chalal, like a kohen that's no longer a kohen. We found out that his mother is divorcee. So Hashem gives him a blessing. That what? That if they brought karbanas, there's a special pasuk that says, don't worry about the karbanas this guy brought, even though he's a chalal, it's a good karban. But in our sugya, that the kohen gadol died, that the kohen gadol was rejected now, and they said he's no longer a kohen gadol. Perhaps even Yeshua agrees in our sugya. Fine. Nigmar dinai. So, a little bit of a gadita here. What happened? David HaMelech had his main general, Yoav. He was a great person, really special person, but he killed two people. And David HaMelech figured that he has to do tshuva for those two people. He killed Avner and Amasa. And he told Shlomo HaMelech, you take care of business. Like with Yoav, I forgot his name again. You take care of him. Make sure that he dies. So Yoav ran into the Beis Hamikdash and grabbed on to the Mizbeach. Now, I do want to point out, this is a mistake, but Yoshi was under duress and I didn't have a lot of time to talk to him. But only when I got it later on, I realized this is a mistake. That's why I wanted you to see that other video, but my uncle walked in here. There's something called a soivav. There's like a ledge on the outside of the mizbeach where you can walk. And these horns that are depicted here are no good. You know, we should go back to there. Let me see if I could grab it for a second. See that ledge on the side? You can see the horns on top. There's 4 horns in the corner. He's walking up the ramp here, and I believe he's gonna make a right turn and go up. Obviously, there's no guardrails under here. That's the ledge. That thing right over there. Let's see if we can get back there for a second. Here, right there. And here you can see it clearly. You see the 4 horns? That's life size. What Yoshi's depicting is not so good. Yaakov was standing basically where this guy is standing. You see this? And he grabs onto the horn. Why? Because he understood from the pasuk that the mizbeach could save you. Can't kill somebody if he's on the mizbeach. But the Torah means he's on the mizbeach. He's on the top part. You see what that bowl is? Let me get a pointer here for a second. Laser. See, right over here. You got to be standing on this. You can't be standing down here where this guy is and touch the horn. Here's a horn. Here's another horn. 4 horns. You see that? 4 boxes. So that's why I said what Yoshi did, I don't like. I mean, he worked on it. It's a nice picture, but it's off because over there, Yoav is on the mizbeach. Here, look. See, that's why. This is what Yoshi did. So I put an X on it. Is it no good? Because this is, first of all, this doesn't have a soivav. The horns are too small. Okay. This would be saving him, right? Okay. There's a new CEO came into the job, and the previous CEO gives him 3 letters. He says, listen, anytime you get into an issue, you have any problem, open up 1 letter. So he opens up, the first time he has a big issue, he opens up the letter, says, just blame the previous CEO. So he blames the previous CEO. It's great. Second time he has a big problem, he opens up the second letter. It says, just say that you're human. Every human is allowed to make a mistake. So he says that. Everything's great. Third time he makes a mistake. He opens up the letter. It says, prepare 3 letters. So Yaakov made 2 mistakes. What were the 2 mistakes? He went into the oil and he grabbed onto the horn of the mizbeach. First of all, elagagai. Only the rooftop of this mizbeach could help save a person when he grabbed the horns. It's only the Beis Hamikdash that's there forever. The real Beis Hamikdash. So Rashi says it's not really Shiloh here. I love this picture, so I got to show it to you again. This is a bama. Somebody built a mizbeach in his backyard. Rashi says this is a mizbeach in Ir David. It's not really Shiloh. Okay. The point is, it wasn't the real mizbeach. It's a fake mizbeach. It's a bama mizbeach. Bama doesn't save people. He made another mistake. He thought that the mizbeach could save even in Yisrael. No, it could only save a kohen performing the avodah. Omer Shlakish. And everybody talks about this. Like, what kind of saving is it? He would save himself for another. When we learned the sugi back then, he saved himself for 5 minutes, for 5 hours, for 2 days. How long could he survive up there? Shlomo's soldiers would surround him back. You come down, people do that. No, they seek refuge, like in a church. What is it called? In a asylum. They remember Nicaragua? What was the guy named from? When Bush went to war with that small country, and he ran into like an embassy or something. Whatever. You go. Yeah. No. So. Not again. My phone died? No. Not Mandela. Smaller country, Bush went to war with him and they got him or whatever. He's making SARS for America. Anyway, the previous Bush, the first Bush, I think. Once we're talking about mistakes, you should know, it says Rish Lakish. So it's interesting. Remember who says this, Rish Lakish, because Taisus points this out. It says Rish Lakish, the Malach of Rome is going to make 3 mistakes. It's mamish in Yonah D'Yoyma with Mitzrayim and Rome. Because Rashi says over here that first HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes care of the Malach. So who's this that came from Edom has stained clothing mibatzra? Says the word batzra. You remember in the chart that we had yesterday with the 6 cities, one of them was better. There's a difference between batzra and betzer. So this Malach is going to run to batzra instead of betzer. So Taisan Avodah Zarah says that Rish Lakish himself made a mistake once. He went to batzra instead of betzer, and Rabbi Yochanan called him out on it. So you made a mistake. So Rish Lakish said, based on that, this is the mistake that the Malach is also going to make. If he doesn't learn Daf Yomi, he won't know it. Because if he learns this Gemara, in the future he won't make the mistake, right? The betzer, right? When do you go to Ir Miklat, Rabbi Isai? When you make a mistake, when you inadvertently kill somebody. He killed Jews, the Nazis, or whatever the Edom is, for years, on purpose. You can't go to Ir Miklat when you kill Jews on purpose. He did it deliberately. And it only could save humans. It can't save a malach. The Ir Miklat, you cannot bury the Levim there. I got to pick up pace because we're already half hour into Shir. I don't know how that happened. Meisvei, Shama, Shamtei, Dirasoi, Shamtei, Misasoi, Shamtei, Kvurasoi. We learned yesterday that the Torah tells you that the guy that goes to Ir Miklat never leaves there. They bury him also. So the Gemara seems to say, look, if you bury a killer, inadvertent killer, so why shouldn't you bury the Levi? No, Shani, the Goli Beirachmana. Levim that live there, right? Because the Ir Miklat is owned by the Leviim, not the 6, but the other 42. They don't have a right to be buried there. Only the Goyim, the ones that killed, they get buried there. Says the Gemara, he said, let me show you a nice picture that Yoshi did here. So you have a city, and then you have Alpai Mama, you have the Tchum. Let's call the grass for this for now, because later on it's only going to be 1,000. The grassy area, as long as the killer got to the grass area, the relative can't kill him, because he's almost at the city. It says in the pasuk they have to sit in the city, not on the outskirts of the city, to be saved. In order for the relative not to be able to kill you, all you need to do is get to the green grass outside of the city. But to live, you cannot live there. Let's say you want to pitch a tent there, like this. I just did it because Yoshi's already Shabbos. That you can't do. There's a place right next to Bet Shemesh. It's called Returno. It's considered one of the best rehab centers in Israel. And I went to visit it. 84 people on YouTube. It's unbelievable. On an Erev Shabbos, Erev Yontif. Crazy. So I go there, and I'm talking to the head guy there. He's like, it's for religious people basically, and it's supposed to be a top facility. So he says, did you notice? I said, what happens if somebody runs away? And he's like, nobody runs away. You can't run away. Because if you run away, then they put you in jail. A lot of people must come here, the judge imposes on them. You go to Returno, this is your last chance. Why would you run away? If you run away. She says, did you notice when you came in here, there's a guy in a tent? I'm like, yeah. The guy pitched a tent outside of Returno because they kicked him out. He broke one of the rules, they kicked him out. He's like, I'm not going home, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting right here until you accept me. So he pitched a tent outside of the campus, and that's it. That's how much people want to go into that place, he's told me. So this guy pitches a tent outside. No, you can't do that. No pitching tents. If you're there, so the relative can't kill you, but you can't live there. So for that, we need this. Okay? There's every city, every Levi city has a beautiful flat grass area in the front. some shuls or lahabdil, whatever, I'm not going to go into it, have like a building and they have a lot of grass in the front. It beautifies the building. In addition to that, you have a sada. I just put a little where the trees are. That's where other things grow. So you cannot make the sada, the migrosh, you can't mix things up. You can't plant trees where the grass is supposed to be and put the grass where the trees are. That doesn't work. Learn migrosh here, and you can't pitch a tent in the open field. V'lo ir migrosh. So what's the chiddush that you can't put a tent there? Of course. It's literally, we're talking about these tunnels in Gaza. So it says like this. I don't know if you could see. I tried my hardest to put a tunnel there. Could you see my tunnel? Not yet. But anyway, these guys, here. So we're talking about a tunnel here. So it's really everything underground. So I would think that this guy could live a Levi could live in a tunnel. He could, but not the Ir Miklat guy. The guy that's running away cannot live in a tunnel. Today it's like literally, everything's in a tunnel. All the Iranian facilities in the tunnels, the Houthis are in the tunnels, the Gazans in the tunnels, Lebanon is in the tunnel, everything's in a tunnel. I thought it's a fascinating thing. Think about it. Let's say somebody kills somebody by mistake. In our days, somebody runs somebody over by mistake. Could the family kill him? You'd say no. So there's a tumim that says that perhaps you should, in order to prevent people from being careless, and the whole thing. Even in our days, he talks about. Obviously, you can't do it in America or where there's law, because the law will go after you. But theoretically, what does the halacha say about goyal adam in our days? Mitzvah b'yad goyal adam. So here's the pasuk. Yeah, thank you. It's in the Gemara also, but I showed it yesterday. What is the word virotach? And he shall kill. So you can learn it in two ways. Either you can learn it that this is what happened, or this is what you should do. It doesn't say yirtzach, that he should. It's kind of vague. The vav is a little vague. So that's why we have a machlokes over here. If there's no relative, anybody can kill him. The Refuah Shelamah says anybody can kill him, and not only that, it's a mitzvah. And Rabbi Akiva says no, it's only, you don't have to kill. A relative doesn't have to kill the killer. If he wants to, he could. But anybody else, my time the Rabbi Akiva, what's his reasoning? Im ratzach. Let's say if he does. It says ver ratzach. It seems like you have to. Rabbi Akiva miksiv yirtzach. It says ver ratzach. Now we have a third shita. If a killer, I call him a killer, okay, because it's easier, because the Gemara calls him a killer. He's an inadvertent killer. He goes out of the tchum. Listen to this. The guy was already inside the Ir Miklat, and he decided he has to leave. He has a wedding, he has to leave. And a relative found him, and he kills him. The relative dies. So what we're going to see is, Rabbi said, check this out. I did a very simple chart here for you guys. Like most three-way machlokes, you have the two extremes, and you have the middle. There's a three-way machlokes. Check it out. According to Rabbi Glili, you must kill this guy. If he was in the Ir Miklat and he goes out for a wedding, you have a mitzvah to kill him. You should kill him. According to Rabbi Lazar, all the way on the red. No, you can't kill him. Green is good. Red is no. So we have the two extremes. One says it's a mitzvah to kill him. The other guy says, no, if you kill him, Rabbi Lazar says if you kill him, they'll kill you. And Rabbi Akiva says, you know what, I'm parav. You want to kill him, kill him. You don't want to kill him, don't kill him. Not a mitzvah. Okay, so the typical three-way machlokes, just to have the whole sugi in your hand, like, it's easy now. Come on, says Gemara. This sheet that you dyed, the sheet all the way to the left, the red, is not like anyone. Like Rabbi Yosef Glili, who says you have to kill him, but like Rabbi Akiva says you could kill him. He's saying not only could you not kill him, or you have to, that if you do kill him, they'll kill you. So Gemara was over guy Tano, the sign your lens oimer ad amdul fnei edel mishpat matamaloimer lefish nemar beratzach goel adam seretech. It says like the pasuk we just saw that he shall kill him. Yachol miyad. I think he's allowed to kill him immediately. No. Tamaloimer ad amdul fnei edel mishpat. Only if the Bezdin says you could go ahead and kill him now. But once he goes into the Ir Miklat and he leaves, then you're not allowed to. If you kill him, you're a killer, and they kill you. They both say that you're allowed to kill him, to kill him. So what are they going to do with this pasuk? How many the Sanya? They need it for something else. How much is Sanhedrin, Shlomo? That's the big Sanhedrin. But this Sanhedrin that we're talking about over here. That's why I knew you're not going to. I also thought right away there's something. One, then you have to think about it. Sanhedrin, when it comes to killing people and paskening Misa, you only need 23. All 23 Dayanim saw somebody kill somebody. What are they? Biased. So they can't pasken. They have to go to another Bezdin. That's what they do with this pasuk. You ask me what they do with the pasuk? That's what they do. Torah. It says a double lashon. If the killer will leave the city, let's say for a wedding or for a doctor appointment, then you get killed if you did it deliberately. How do I know if he was taking a little spatzir and he was minding his own business? He didn't realize that he just left the outskirts of the city. How do you know that the relative is allowed to kill him? It's a double lashon. You kill him. What do I do with this brisa that says that if he did it by mistake, you shouldn't kill him? We have 3 out Shas. When the Torah says a double lashon, is the Torah just mimicking the language style that people speak, or the Torah said 2 words because the Torah wants you to learn something from it? So if you say that the Torah is just talking like human beings, then there's nothing to learn from it. But if the Torah is not talking like human beings, the Torah is telling you that he gets Misa. Abai says it makes sense to say that we're not learning anything from the double words. Let's make a kavachomer. How could the end be worse than the beginning? When a person kills on purpose, he gets killed. But if he did it inadvertently, he goes to the Ir Miklat, you can't kill him. So at the end, when he's already in the Ir Miklat, if he came out deliberately, then he should die. But b'shaygig, he should be goyla. Oh, here's that question I asked you all in the beginning. When is it appropriate to kill your own father? Tanachada, av shaharag, let's say a father killed his son. Can another son come along and say, hey, I'm a relative of my brother, let me kill my father? The father killed his son by mistake. They were in a car accident, lo yaleinu, killed. So the other brother, he wants to be behind the mitzvah of the Torah, killing your father. What's the problem? No, what's the problem? The problem is kibbutz avein. But the thing is, if the Torah is mechayiv you, if the Torah says you have to kill, you're a relative, you must kill. So maybe one mitzvah overcomes the other mitzvah. The son could kill him. In the other places it's also. Lema Rabbi Yosef Glili. Rabbi Yosef Glili says mamish a mitzvah for a relative to kill and avenge his death. Vaha Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says no, you're allowed to, but not in this situation because this is your father we're dealing with. Whether it's a mitzvah or you could, whether you hold like Rabbi Yosef Glili or Rabbi Akiva, Bishari. How could you kill a father? la'av, la'koisei, v'kilulasei. You can never hit your father, give him the malchus of the bezdin, or to put him in a chayrim. Chutz mimesis. When it comes to mesis, you're allowed to hit, you're allowed to put him in nidui. So the Gemara wants to make a distinction between a grandson and a son. A son is never allowed to kill his father, but a grandson is allowed to kill his grandfather if to avenge the death. And they go into it, what kind of kibbut ava'im does a grandchild have for a grandfather? Says the Mishnah, we're holding by the Mishnah all the way towards the bottom. If you have a tree that's within the boundaries of a city, of this Ir Miklat city, but the branches, in other words, the trunk of the tree is in the city proper, and the branches are outside of the city. Let's see. Where is it? This is just for, it's also important for the next city, so we have one. Here you see the tree is inside the city, but the branches are outside the city. Oymed, or it's standing outside of the tchum. The tree, the trunk is outside, and the branches, all the branches, where is it? Here. See this one? 86 people on Peladik. So you have a tree trunk on the outside, but all the branches go into the city. You go by the branches. Wherever the branches are, that's what the tree is considered. So if you have a guy sitting on the branches, he goes by the branches. If he's sitting by the branches in this other case, so in this case, he's saved. In this case, he dies. Why? Because it goes by the branches. And the branches are outside of the city, so the city doesn't save him. He could die there. So that's the Gemara, Meiser Sheni. Rabbi say, okay, in case you just came to Daf Yomi and you don't know Meiser Sheni, we talk about this a lot. Everybody that's part of the shir for a while knows these things inside out, and that's the beauty of Daf Yomi. We get to know the simple things. The way it works is that if a person has a crop of fruit, you must give 2% to the kohen and 10% to the Levi. And then you give yourself 10%. Meaning you have to take that 10% and eat it in Yerushalayim. What you give to the kohen is called truma, what you give to the Levi is called meiser, and what you give to yourself is called meiser sheni. That only applies if in the 7-year cycle of Shemitah, that only applies in years 1, 2, 4, 5. So if a person has a lot of fruit and he can't carry it all to Yerushalayim, 10% of your fruit you have to eat in Yerushalayim. If you're a big farmer and you have a big business and you have a lot of fruit, what do? You have to redeem it for money. Here, this is how it looks like. So you take your fruit and you exchange the fruit, the gedusha of that 10% of the fruit goes into your money becomes whatever we call it, purple over here. You just transfer the gedusha of the fruit into the money. Now that money you take to Yerushalayim, you go all the way to Yerushalayim, and when you get to Yerushalayim, you buy anything you want. You go to a restaurant, buy steaks, falafel, wine. You cannot buy water except fish, no fish and no water. And you have to add a fifth if you redeem it. Now, very important for the sugya. Can you redeem fruit to money in Yerushalayim? What do you say? From all the years that you've heard about Meiser Sheni, could you? The answer is no. Can you eat Meiser Sheni fruit outside of Yerushalayim? No. So knowing those two things, it says in a Mishnah, Ilon Shu Oymed. Sorry. Virmini. We have a contradiction. Ilon Shu Oymed. V'noite l'chutz. B'fnim. V'noite l'chutz. Oymed v'chutz v'noite l'b'fnim. The same kind of concept that we have. We have a trunk of a tree outside of a city, but the branches are inside, or inside Yerushalayim, facing outward. V'noite l'b'fnim. Says the Mishnah, I don't care where the branch is. I don't care about anything. I care about where you are. Are you outside of Yerushalayim or inside Yerushalayim? That's all I care about. And Memela, if I'm inside Yerushalayim, I cannot redeem, but I could eat. If I'm outside of Yerushalayim, I could redeem, but I can't eat, right? I cannot eat the fruit. I don't care where the trunk is. Where are you? Are you outside of the city or inside the city? So the Gemara says, so it contradicts our Mishnah. Our Mishnah says it goes by wherever the branches are. Says the Gemara, I could ask a question from Maisa to your Miklot. Maisa has to do with the wall. If you're on this side of the wall, you're in Yerushalayim. This side of the wall, you're outside of Yerushalayim. Your Miklot b'dir Torah, but when it comes to your Miklot, it has to do with living. You could live on the branches. You can't live on a trunk. So the Gemara says, but nevertheless, I have a contradiction with two Mishnayos in Meiser about Meiser. The sign of Yerushalayim halach achar noif. Sorry, Yerushalayim halach achar noif. When it comes to Yerushalayim, you should go after the branches. We just said that in Yerushalayim, when it comes to Meiser Sheni, you don't go after the branches. You go after where you are. If you're in Yerushalayim or outside of Yerushalayim. Okay, this goes like Rabbi Yehuda, and that's going to be the answer of the Gemara here. Daf Yomi Beis. Mamish happened in mesechta. Rabbi Yehuda Omer b'ma'ara hoylech achar pischa. When it comes to cave, okay, so let's just see the turning of the daf, so we don't have to go there again. We can save some time. Adar Global, one-stop shop for all your financial needs. Innovations LLC, in honor of our sons Kalmo 12, Yisroel 9. For learning Sanhedrin and Makkos with the rebellion, in honor of Daf Global Innovations, true role models of how to support the Daf and learning. I would like to show you the Shmaka cave. I just saw it yesterday. Somebody sent me yesterday, so I thought it's great. Check this out. We need volume though.
Sandan, the largest cave on our planet. This cave is so massive that it has a completely self-sustaining ecosystem with its own climate conditions. Hundreds of meters underground, the clouds you're used to seeing in the sky form inside this cave. Sandan even has an untouched prehistoric rainforest hidden far below the surface, and a vast underground river. From transparent fish to colorful monkeys, over 250 endemic plant and animal species live in this underground world. 7 new animal species were recently discovered here and are unique to this place. Stretching 9 kilometers in length, this cave holds 38.5 million cubic meters of space, and its passages are so enormous that a 40-story skyscraper could fit inside, and its giant stalagmites are rising like towers of ancient cities. Walking inside, it's impossible not to feel as small as a tiny bug. Can a rock move on its own? Sandan even contains phytokarst rocks, which move.
So, you have a cave that's 5 to 6 miles long, and it goes under Yerushalayim, 5 miles under Yerushalayim, but the opening is in Tel Aviv. What is it? Is it a Yerushalayim cave or a Tel Aviv cave? The halacha is it goes by the opening, wherever the opening. So the cave could go through, past Yerushalayim, under Yerushalayim, doesn't matter. Where's the opening? Yeah, if you have Chas v'Shalom a tunnel that goes from Gaza into one of the Yishuvim in Israel, is it a Yishuv tunnel or it's a Gaza tunnel? It's a Gaza tunnel because that's where the opening is. When it comes to Ma'aser Sheni and a tree, you go after the branches. So that's why we see we have a machlokes over here. Rabbi Yehuda is the one that holds that when it comes to Ma'aser Sheni, we go by the branches. Says Gemara, so what are the two chumras? Rabbi said, what are the two things in Ma'aser? Ma'aser Sheni, we said, you could only eat the fruit of Ma'aser Sheni in Yerushalayim, and you could only redeem the fruit outside of Yerushalayim. So no matter what, I'm always going to go with the stringency, with the chumrah. So therefore, ikar bachutz v'noife b'fnim. If the bark of the tree is outside of Yerushalayim, the branches are inside Yerushalayim, I'm going to consider it inside Yerushalayim. That what? What's the chumrah? That you shouldn't be able to redeem. So just like in Yerushalayim, you can't redeem the fruit. So too, on the bark of the tree, if the guy is standing on the bark of a tree, you can't redeem the fruit. Even though the tree is outside of Yerushalayim. You hear? You have a tree outside of Yerushalayim, a guy is standing on the tree, and he wants to redeem the fruit to money. You can't do it. Why? Because the branches are going into Yerushalayim, and we're going to go with the chumrah. Let's treat it like Yerushalayim. Now, what about the reverse? The actual trunk of the tree is inside Yerushalayim. The branches are outside of Yerushalayim. So we're going to go l'chumrah. The what? You can't eat the fruit outside of Yerushalayim. It's because there's branches that extend outside of Yerushalayim. So even though you're on the bark of the tree and you're inside Yerushalayim, we're not going to allow you to eat the fruit. Yeah? If this sugya is too much for you, it's going to be over in 2 minutes because Daf Yomi. Ask the Gemara, but how do I do a chumrah and a chumrah when it comes to our ir miklot? Let's say the same story. You have the bark on the outside of the city and the branches are inside the city. And what's going to be the chumrah? The chumrah is going to be, when it comes to ir miklot, what's the chumrah? That I cannot kill this guy. That's a chumrah. If I say I can't kill him, that's a big chumrah. So I'm going to say that even though the bark of the tree is on the outside, but since the branches are on the inside, we're not going to allow you to kill him. So that's a chumrah. So too, since I can't kill him, here, I have a picture, I think I did it. Here. If this guy, right, in this case, right over here, wow, 93 people. We're almost hitting 100. Are you allowed to kill this guy? Watch the table. Are you allowed to kill this guy in this picture? He's in the ir miklat. He's hanging over the ir miklat. You allowed to kill him? No. So I'm going to say, so too, even if he's right over here, you also can't kill him. Why? Because had he been on the branches inside, you wouldn't be able to kill him. So too, if he's on the bark of the tree, even though he's outside of the city, you're not allowed to kill him. That's great on that way. But there's a problem the other way around. What happens if the bark of the tree is on the inside of the city and the branches are on the outside, like this picture right over here? In this situation, are you allowed to kill him? Yes, because he's completely outside of the city. So what are you going to make a chumrah? You're going to say that you're allowed to kill him inside the city? No way. He's inside the city. Look, let's take this picture and go like this. Boom. Are you allowed to kill him over here? No. So you can't make a comparison. Oh, if I'm allowed to kill him over here, I'm allowed to kill him over here. That you can't do. The bottom line is he's inside the city at that point. So, says Gemara, when the bark of the tree is inside the city, of course you can't kill him. But if he's hanging out, like in this case, time out. What did I say? Oh, trunk of the tree. I said bark of the tree. Sorry. Trunk of the tree. If the trunk of the tree is inside, he's hanging out like that. If you could shoot him with a gun, today it's easy. Shoot him out of the tree, no problem. You could kill him. So where is the machlokes? When the bark, he's using the bark as a step stool to get to the tree. He's not going to kill him with a gun. He wants to strangle him. But the only way to get him is to use the bark of the tree. Could he use the bark of the tree since the bark of the tree is inside the city? Rabbi holds that you could use the trunk of the tree, not the bark of the tree. Trunk of the tree to get him on the branches. And that's the machlokes here, Rabbi Yehuda and Chachamim. Whether or not I can use the trunk of the tree to get him on top of the branches. So Rashi says, no, we're going to go l'chumra in every situation. That it's either we go with the branches or we're going to go with the trunk of the tree. Depending on what's a bigger chumrah, that's what we're going to do. So basically, it could still go, it'll go like Rabbi Yehuda. And achar anoiv, you ask me what achar anoiv means, even the branches. If the branches make it more of a chumrah, we'll go with the branches. Let's just do this little piece of Gemara over here. It's exactly an hour, but we had a downtime of a minute or two, no? Harag ba'isa ir, new sugi or a brand new sugi. Harag ba'isa ir, goylem mishchuna l'shchuna. This Nebuch guy, in 1980, he by mistake killed somebody. He ran over a neighbor in the driveway. So now he has to go to Ir Miklot. He's been living there since 1980. In the Ir Miklot, this Shlamazel guy, he was climbing a ladder, trying to take the leaves out of the gutter, and he fell off his ladder and he killed his neighbor. So now what does he do? You have the problem? What's the problem? The problem is he can't go to Golos. Why can't he go to Golos? Because he can't leave that city. He's not allowed to leave that city. So what does he do? So he should go to another neighborhood in that city. Uben Levi, what about a Levi who lives in that city to begin with? He never killed anybody. And then in that city, he went and he killed somebody by mistake. What should he do? He could leave that city. He's allowed to leave that city. So he should go to another city. So Akash Baruch tells Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm giving you the opportunity to make a Ir Miklat, a place from your place of the Levim, Shiyana Shama, that he could run away to. So it seems like Klal Yisrael, if they killed inadvertently in the Midbar, they'd had a place to go to Golos. Where did they go in the Midbar? They would go into the encampment of the Levim. And this is what they say, that somebody who's a Levi goes from city to city. Over here, Pelech means from city to city. And if he goes to a different neighborhood, then he is saved. Micro, where do we see this? This Levi is allowed to stay in a place, even though it already housed him, it still saves him. Rabboisai, have a good Shabbos, a good Yontif. Thank you for being here on YouTube. Yishkoyach.